Well, hello friends and welcome back to my YouTube channel. You've already read the title and thumbnail, so let me not bore you with all the details. Let's go over a list of 26 books that I would like to read in the year of 2026. Now, I have done this, I believe the past 2 years, I think in 2024 and in 2025. I did a list of this many books in the year. Did I do it for 2024? I know for a fact I did it for 2025. And I think I've read like almost half of them. So this year I've kind of made a list of 26 books that I kind of in my brain am already planning on putting into videos somehow throughout the year. So anyways, I have my list. Let's get started because this is going to take us a while. Some of these I don't know too much about. I just know like the book and the author, or like it's been recommended to me somehow. So we're going to talk about some more in depth than others, but overall, we're just going to have a good bookish conversation. I'm going to list off a bunch of books, and you guys down below can let me know if you guys like these books, if you guys have any other recommendations for me. If you guys have books that you are hoping to get to this year, let me know. I would love to hear. I was trying to challenge myself when creating this list of 26 books that I wanted to read in 2026 to try and pick books from genres that I don't typically read. And for the most part, I definitely think that I did pick out a good amount of books from other genres that I don't pick up often. But of course, romance and fantasy are the biggest categories that I have, just because those are the books that I go to the most and I'm the most drawn to. I guess we'll start with romance because that's my biggest category. I have 9 books in my romance genre. So the first 2 are actually by the same author. We have This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune and One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. I read the other 2 by this author that are published, Every Summer After and Meet Me at the Lake, and really enjoyed them. So I really want to get to these 2 books before her new release comes out this year. I don't remember when that book comes out. I know it's coming out at some point. I just don't remember exactly off the top of my head. But I have both of those. I don't really know much about them. I know one of them I think is following characters from one of the other books that I've read, but I don't remember fully. So I'm excited. Good summertime reads. The third one on our list is The Blonde Identity by Ally Carter. Now this book can be both put into like the mystery category and romance, but on Goodreads the first category or like genre that pops up for this book is romance, and so that's why I put it in this category. If you guys remember, a couple weeks ago in December I did a Christmas reading vlog, and in that video I read The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Ally Carter and absolutely loved it. I believe I gave it 5 stars because I still am thinking about that book. It was so good. So I'm hoping that I can go back and read more of Ally Carter's backlist and enjoy them just the same. So, The Blonde Identity. Bam. Number 4, Fake Skating by Lynn Painter. I was hoping to get this in before the end of 2025, but just the way that the reading worked out for me, it just never found its way onto my Kindle pretty much. So that's why it's on my list. I'm excited. I love a good Lynn Painter, especially her young adult is absolutely amazing, so can't wait. Number 5 is The Frontrunner by Elsie Silver. This is the 3rd book in the Gold Rush Ranch series by Elsie Silver. This is her series that takes place before Chestnut Springs, but I read Chestnut Springs first, and now I'm going back and reading the Gold Rush Ranch series. I attempted to read the second one last year around the time that I left my job, and just with what's going on in that book, I like genuinely could not for the life of me read it at the time because it just was not. So I never ended up finishing that book until this year, and now I really want to finish that series because she's got more books coming out. She's a new release coming out soon, so hopefully I can read the rest of the Gold Rush Ranch series. But I put Frontrunner because that's the next one that I have to read, so anyways, moving on. Number 6, we have Crossroads by Devoney Perry. Last year, I read the entirety of the Edens series by Devoney Perry and absolutely loved it. Genuinely one of my number 1 series that I've ever read. I still think about these characters all the time, and I would love to reread some of my favorites from the series. I will eventually purchase the physical copies. I like them that much. I currently only have Indigo Ridge in physical copy, but I would like to eventually get all of them in physical copy. Crossroads is actually a newer release for Devoney Perry, but it sounds really interesting. It's a duology, and if you go on her Instagram, she has like a reading order kind of thing, and this actually comes first before a lot of her older series. So eventually I'd like to read a lot of Devoney Perry's backlist because I loved The Edens. Number 7, a bit of a weird one because it's kind of just like a random thing, but the Mindfuck series by St. Abbey. Now, I don't love the title of the series because it just makes it sound really weird. But genuinely, it sounds like it will be a mindfuck because the plot of the story, you're following this female serial killer as she's going about her serial killing, you know, duh. And she meets this guy who's an FBI agent. Do you see where I'm going with this? And they fall in love. Meanwhile, she is actively a serial killer and he's the FBI agent who's searching for her. So like, what? The title of the series makes sense, you know, the Mindfuck series. I actually, again, like I just said, have actually started this, so I would like to finish the series this year, especially since all the books are pretty small. I feel like it would be definitely possible for me to read them all fairly quickly. So number 8 I have is Those Three Little Words by Megan Quinn. This is a book from the Vancouver Agitators series. Now, that series is a throwback for us. If you guys remember, oh God, what was that? 2024, probably? I think it was 2024. I put one of the books on a TBR and read it, but then after having read it, found out that it was actually the 3rd book in a series. So then I went back and I read the first one, and then this is the 2nd. So Those Three Little Words is actually the 2nd book in the series. So I've now read the 1st and 3rd, and I actually started the 2nd one. Like, yeah, I started reading this in October of 2024 and have not finished it. I just put it down and never went back. I don't know what happened or what was going on. I just stopped reading it. But again, I'd like to finish this book as well as finish the Vancouver Agitators series. I believe there's only one more book besides this one. I think there's like a 4th and that's it. So that'd be cool. And then for the 9th book in the romance genre of our 26, I have Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. I don't know why I put this on this list. I don't know what I was thinking when I was writing this list. But at the time, I was like, you know what would be really fun? Let's read Twilight. I have, in fact, watched all of the Twilight movies. My mom has read all of the books and has watched all of the movies. And I was like, you know what? Why not? You know what? Why not? So that's why it's on the list. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Let's jump in to the next genre. We have fantasy, which I have 5 books in this category. Starting off, we have number 10, A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwabs. I made a YouTube short talking about my 5 like auto-buy authors. And at the end of the short, I asked for people to leave me in the comments down below authors that are their auto-buys so that I could get some recommendations. And I got this really, really sweet comment from this person recommending me V.E. Schwabs. And I had actually been wanting to get into V.E. Schwab. I've heard so many really good things about their writing. And so in that comment, they actually recommended me A Darker Shade of Magic as like a good starting point with V.E. Schwab. So I put it on this list. As well as at number 11, I have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Again, I've heard fantastic things about this book. I don't know much about like the actual plot. I just know that everybody cries and says it's really good. So that's why it's on the list. Number 12, I have Shield of Sparrows by Devoney Perry. I just love Devoney Perry and I've heard really good things about Shield of Sparrows and would just really like to know what's going on. Because she's like, you know, a small town romance writer. Like, I think all of her past series are all small town romance. And then bam, fantasy. I just gotta know. You know, it's just curiosity is like killing me. So it's on the list. Number 13, I have The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. If you guys remember at the beginning of 2025 in the first TBR takedown, I believe, I read Fable by Adrienne Young and really enjoyed it. And then eventually I read Namesake, which is the 2nd book in, I guess it's the Fable series. I forget what it's called. I think it has like an official name, but I don't remember. And really enjoyed those books. They were really, really good. And I'm glad that I read them. So I looked into more of Adrienne's backlist and some of her newer releases since Fable. And found The Unmaking of June Farrow, and it sounded really interesting, so bam, on the list. And then our 5th and final, at number 14, we have Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. I read Fourth Wing in 2023, I believe. I think it was 2023, and really, really enjoyed it. Like, I loved it. I think I gave it 5 stars, and for some reason, I just never continued like Iron Flame. Now Onyx Storm is out. I'm pretty sure there's going to be another one coming out soon-ish. I don't even know. So I feel like I need to catch up. The only thing that kind of holds me back from catching up with this series is that everybody says that the second and third are like not good. So we shall see how I feel. I don't know, man. Next, we're jumping into a genre that I don't typically read from, but one that I have a few books that I've read from over the years, and that is just general fiction. I have 3 books in this category, and these 3 are all ones that I have seen a lot of people read and really, really like. And so I was like, you know what? To jump into the fiction, why don't I try books that everybody's recommending and that seem to be a crowd favorite? And so my 3 I have is, the first one at number 15, we have Beartown by Fredrik Backman. I've heard so many good things about Beartown, not only about just this specific book, but also about the whole series. Even like Fredrik Backman himself, like, it's just a fantastic author, and everybody that I watch has read this book and absolutely loved it. So I'm like, you know what? I should just read it. Okay, I should just read it. And I kind of just have like FOMO. Like, I just want to know what it's about and like why everybody loves it so much. So that's why I put it on the list. Number 16, I have Normal People by Sally Rooney. I actually bought the physical copy of this book like so long ago, like when I first got into reading, because at the time it was very, very popular on BookTube and BookTok, and I just never picked it up. I never did. So I would like to, at some point this year, try Sally Rooney out. I don't know. I feel like I've seen so many people love her work, but also like not love it. So I just want to know. Again, just got that FOMO. And then number 17, the third and final book in our fiction genre, we have Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConey? I don't know, man. I can't pronounce anything. I saw this book in one of Destiny Sidwell's vlogs many moons ago now, and she really enjoyed it. And then I've also seen a couple other people rate this very highly on my Goodreads and things, and I am just like really curious. I read the synopsis of it and was like, this does sound really, really interesting. So I just think it'd be fun to just try something different, you know? Okay, so there's that. There's my 3 fiction books that I picked out. Now we're moving on to the thriller mystery category. I have 4 books in this category. Starting off, we have at number 18, The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I would love to read this book and then watch the movie. I just feel like that would be really, really fun. So that's kind of one of the big reasons it ended up on the list. And that's it. Number 19, we have The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. I have a different book that's like sitting right here next to me, One of Us is Dead by Geneva Rose, that I bought in physical copy because I believe this is one of her oldest books. But I've seen The Perfect Marriage talked about literally everywhere, and I'm dying to know like what it's all about, as well as the sequel, The Perfect Divorce. It just sounds so interesting. I can't help it. Okay, I just can't help it. Number 20, I have Final Girls by Riley Sager. I believe, again, this is like one of his earliest published books. And I'm just trying to read all of Riley Sager's backlist at this point. So that's pretty much why I got put on the list. And then the 4th and final thriller mystery book in this, we have at number 21, The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I, again, have seen so many people talk about this book, and I swear I saw somewhere that it's becoming a movie, but I could be wrong. It sounds really interesting, and I'd love to try out some other thriller mystery authors, because right now really all I've read is Riley Sager, so I feel like I need to branch out and read some other thriller mystery writers to diversify my reading a little bit more. So there's that. Then we're jumping into a genre that I really haven't read many books from, and that is sci-fi. I just recently read Shatter Me, which is considered a sci-fi novel, and enjoyed it, I guess. So I was like, you know what? Let me try and just find like 1 or 2 books from sci-fi that I could add on this list just to really diversify it all. You know, like maybe I'll get to them, maybe I won't, you never know. But just to add them on the list, I think would be fun. The first one I put is The Ministry of Time by Kelaine Bradley. I don't know how to say her name. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to say your name. I have seen, I believe it was Haley Pham read this book. I know this was a book of the month book like a while ago, and I saw a lot of people really enjoy it. And you know, like the plot sounds really interesting, so I'm just like interested to read it, and it's a sci-fi. So I was like, you know what? Let's put it on the list. And at number 23, I have Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I actually tried to read this book like a real long time ago. I must have been in like middle school probably. I think I checked it out from the library because my mom said that I would really like it. And I want to say I almost read the whole thing and then just sort of like lost interest in it. I'd love to give it a second try. It sounds interesting. It's got that sci-fi. It's got that interesting kind of plot going on. So we'll see. And then the last genre, the final 3 books of our 26 that I have on this list. This genre is one that I don't think I've read a single book from, literally ever. And that is memoirs / self-help books. I don't know what is going on with me, but lately I've just been really interested in reading some of these books. So the first one in this category that I have is number 24, The House of My Mother by Sherry Frankie. I will admit that I did watch the 8 Passengers YouTube channel growing up. I really enjoyed the like family vloggers. I stopped watching the Frankies around the time the whole Chad being sent off to the wilderness camp thing happened, because something about that situation just really turned me off from the family. And then to many years after that entire situation, see a TikTok about them being in this whole huge scandal and the mom being like arrested and all of these things happening. I was like literally flabbergasted. And then Sherry Frankie came out with a book, and I would love to read the book. I've heard that she narrates the audiobook, and I would love to not only read this, but also listen to it from her. It just sounds so interesting. You know, it just sounds interesting. Okay. Then number 25, I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jennette McCurdy. Again, grew up watching iCarly and watching her on many different TV shows and things like that, and I would just love to read it. I've seen a lot of really good things. I know she's coming out with a new book this year that seems a little bit funky to me, but you know, what are you gonna do? I would just like to read it. And then last but not least, we have in the 26th spot on this list, Let Them by Mel Robbins. And I will be completely honest, the Pretty Basic episode with Mel Robbins pretty much is the sole reason that I decided I wanted to read this book. Something about watching that episode and hearing her talk about it just has me like curious about what happens in the book and how this book has become such like a phenomenon in the like self-help book world. I would just love to see what's going on in that realm. I will probably make a video about it, so you'll see that at some point. And you'll probably also see videos about The House of My Mother as well as I'm Glad My Mom Died. I feel like I could just kind of group those and maybe one more memoir in like one video and kind of make that like a trying out memoirs, diversifying my reading or whatever. But yeah, anyways, that is my list of 26 books that I would like to read in 2026. I am looking forward to all of the reading that I will hopefully be getting to in the year 2026. I would love to say that I'm going to try to prioritize reading as much as possible. Actually, I was about to talk a little bit about like goals, but I have a video coming out Friday that you guys will see literally in the next couple of days that will give you all the context and all of the 2026 goals and things. So without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching my 26 books that I would like to read in 2026. If you guys have any recommendations or if you guys are hoping to read any of these books off my list, let me know. I'd love to chit chat and share. And without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe down below. And don't forget to put on those post notifications so you get a notification the next time I post. And I will see you guys next time. Toodles!